the few more benefits of the GST, that it removes the cascading effect. Cascading effects are, what is cascading effect? Number one, that you are paying the tax on tax. Number two, you are not getting the credit, the cross sector credit, meaning thereby you are paying VAT and you are buying goods and you are providing services. So the credit of the VAT was not available for the service sector. So the cross sector credit not available. And number three, the double taxation. Same supply, both VAT is saying taxable, service tax is saying taxable. Now let us understand all these three one by one. Let us quickly tax on tax. Earlier system, the 100 rupees is the price, margin is 10 rupees. The price is ultimately the cost of goods sold, or I will say the basic sale price is 110. You have to pay the excise duty, say for example 12.5%, 13 rupees 75 paisa. But when you are charging the VAT, you are not charging on 110, you are charging on the 123 rupees. Meaning thereby you are paying the VAT, you are charging the VAT, rather than 13 rupees 75 paisa, you are charging 15 rupees 47 paisa, because you are including the excise duty in the base price to calculate the VAT. Meaning thereby your product become costlier. But in the case of a GST, it is on the base price. So what to learn? That when you are charging the CGST plus SGST, both will be charged on the base price. Say for example, it is 9%. It will be on the base price. Meaning thereby the product will become cheaper. Then my dear friend, in case of a double taxation, you are aware about the restaurants. You are going to a restaurant and taking a food of 1,000 rupees. Problem was the service tax, the officer of the service tax was saying, the law was saying that, okay, out of this 1,000, the 40% value will be resumed as service. Whereas the VAT authority was saying, no, it's 1,000 rupees. The full value is subject to VAT because it is a selling of goods. So what was happening? They are charging the tax on 100%, whereas you are paying the service tax on the 40%. So what is meaning thereby? That you are paying the tax on the 1,400 rupees, even if you are buying for 1,000 rupees. But now in the GST regime, you are supposed to pay the GST on both. They have agreed that 50-50 will be the ratio. I will charge 50, you charge 50 on the 1,000 value, meaning thereby there will not be any double taxation kind of a situation. And last but not the least, that the cross-sectoral credit. The cross-sectoral credit, meaning thereby I am buying the water bottle, paying the VAT. But since I am a chartered accountant, I am charging the service tax. The credit of this VAT was not available against my service tax. So what was happening? That in my value of my supply, I was adding this VAT as a cost. As a cost, I was adding. So for example, my otherwise cost is 1,000 rupees, but since I paid the VAT, the credit of which is not available, so I will add this VAT as my cost and my cost of goods sold will become costly. So meaning thereby I further supply, when I will further supply, I will add this and my product will become less competitive. Now my dear friend, in the GST regime, the water bottle supplier is also charging GST. You are also charging GST as a chartered accountant. So the credit is available. So the credit of your purchases is available against your supply, and your products become more competitive in the regime of GST. So my dear friend, there are many other benefits which are there. For example, the easier intermovement statement of movement of goods. Earlier, you were looking for a C form, D form, and many other forms, but now the forms are not required. So that is also there. Then we have a cascading effect. After the removal of the cascading effect, your products become more globally competitive. There will be the less compliance cost because you are not supposed to follow the many state rules. So the compliance cost will be less. Earlier, you were following the many law. For example, you are a manufacturer, then you have to follow the excise duty, VAT of the different states, service tax, entry tax, octroi, and many other taxes were there. But now, under the GST regime, the preamble is same across the country, though you have to take the state-wise registration, but still the preamble, HSN code, classification, rules are same. So practically, it is easier to comply as compared to that you need to understand the various law. Then, my dear friend, there is no entry tax, meaning thereby the save time and cost. Interpretational laws issues are got minimized. You can see, as I discussed. And then, my dear friend, it's increased the employment opportunity and the GDP and vis-a-vis the government tax base. So, my dear friend, these were the few aspects related to the fundamentals of the GST.